Thank you all for coming to today's Vandernet's cybersecurity briefing. I'm Richard Baum. I'm one of the techs here at Vandernet Technology Services. I wanted to go over a topic today that I think you all will enjoy. And for the topic, I've brought a handy dandy PowerPoint presentation, of course, real exciting, but at the same time, maybe it'll give us some visual aids and something to have fun with. So today's segment, I would like to title Arm Yourself Against Social Engineering. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our topic today is social engineering. And social engineering is more than just this phrase that gets thrown around once in a while in the media. No, social engineering is a real thing, and it's happening to real people every single day. And so I'd like to make you more aware of social engineering and what's going on out there in the world, and maybe a few ways in which you can help protect your people and your business. So let's talk a little bit about some social engineering statistics. Approximately 98% of cyber attacks in 2024 involved social engineering techniques. Yes, 98%, according to secureframe.com. Now, that is a lot if you think about the fact that all of 2024, there were a lot of cyber attacks going on, and social engineering was at the core of most of them. 43% of attacks on businesses utilized social engineering methods, with a notable 266% surge in the use of information stealers. Now, information stealers would be like either keylogger, stealing passwords as you type them in, or maybe even as simple as a recording device that records your screen or camera, or maybe a tool that goes in and steals your passwords from your web browser. These are essentially the various information stealers out there, and they are very, very effective. Financial costs. Yeah, everybody wants to know about the money. The average cost of a social engineering attack was $130,000 per attack. Now, if you think about that, that's a lot of money, but some would have been way less, and some would have been way, way more if you think about that average. And human error. That is 88% of cybersecurity breaches are caused by human error. This emphasizes the need for user awareness and training in your environments. If you aren't doing training on cybersecurity and avoiding social engineering and other threats, you're vulnerable. You need to get started. So let's talk a little bit more. Employee vulnerability. More than 70% of employees admit to engaging in risky behaviors that leave their organization vulnerable to social engineering attacks. What kind of risky behaviors, you might ask? So that could be anything from, hi, thanks for calling. Oh, no, they're not here right now. Oh, you want their cell phone number? Okay, here you go. Could be as simple as something like that. Could be, oh, yeah, they work here. Boom, you've given out information. A lot of times, if you don't have the processes and policies in place with your employees, they're likely to give away information that maybe otherwise they wouldn't. And then nearly half, 45% of employees and individuals worldwide have fallen victim to cyber attacks or scams. That's 45% of us, guys. That's almost half of the individuals alive worldwide. That's huge. And that's not even talking the people that have been hit multiple times. This is a widespread threat. This is something we need to be paying attention to, which is know your enemy. Now, this is a very important part of protecting yourself from any threat, is know your enemy. Know what's out there, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about common social engineering tactics. One is phishing. You've all heard about this before. If you've been watching any of our meetings and briefings, you will know that Garrett has talked about phishing and the way they use phishing to attack you. It could be fake emails, could be a fake text, or say calls trying to trick users into revealing sensitive information. Pre-texting. Now, this is something a little different. You may not have heard about this, but essentially this is attackers using a fabricated scenario to steal information. For example, I had a buddy here a while back that got a phone call from somebody who said that they were with the local sheriff's office. The phone number was spoofed, coming from, did a quick Google search. Yep, that's their number. And they were using that to attempt to get him to give them money. Ultimately, he went up $20,000, and it's really unfortunate. I hope he gets some of it back, if any. Baiting, luring users with free items. So say somebody's like, here you go, here's a free USB drive at some conference somewhere. Don't take it back and pop it in your computer. It's just not worth the risk, guys. It could download something that contains malware onto your computer. It could potentially cause all sorts of issues, and that is maybe the safest possibility. Don't take the bait. We also have tailgating and impersonation. So this is one where they're gaining physical access or virtual access by pretending to be unauthorized personnel. This is one that I've talked about doing on red team, blue team exercises to people before. Just walking in. I'm wearing a t-shirt that looks all sorts of techie. I walk in and I have already done my little research ahead of time. I know who the owners are, and I say to the front desk person, I'm in here to do thus and so for so and so. And they say, oh, okay. And I say, hey, do you have any passwords to get into? And here's the password book. They just hand it to me. This is an impersonation tactic that can be easily used. Sometimes it's in person, sometimes it's over the phone, sometimes it's in email. Regardless, we've got to be on our guard. Don't just take things at face value. One person asking me for ID or making a phone call to the supervisor to see if I was actually the person that should be there could potentially cause all sorts of havoc for the intruder. So let's talk a little bit about being a victim and how to avoid it. All right. So, one, think before you click. If you have that email in front of you, verify the links. Hover over the link and say, is this a link that I know and trust? And if you aren't sure, call the sender. Use a separate communication method to confirm a sensitive request. So pick up the phone. Don't call the phone number in the email. Don't email back the person who sent you the email. Pick up the phone, use an alternate method of communication. That could be calling their office number. That could be Google searching at them, or it could be if there's somebody you're doing communication with frequently, you might already have their contact on file or somebody in your business. Whatever you do, don't go clicking unless you've verified and know that it's the true email you're looking for. Beware of urgency. Now, this is a big tactic in social engineering, whether it's on the phone, whether it's through an email, a text, whatever. Attackers are going to create a sense of pressure to try and rush you into doing something. Hey, this has got to happen right now. Oh, no, we've got to work really hard to solve this really fast or else we're going to miss this opportunity. Hey, I need that money right now. Beware of urgency. They're going to try to get you. The faster they can get you and make a split-second decision, the more likely you are to make the wrong decision. The more time you have to think about it, the less likely you're going to have a problem. And that goes with phone calls too. If they have you on the phone, they're trying to pressure you. They're saying, no, you can't hang up. No, don't hang up. No, you won't. Let me tell you, that should be a red flag to you. Hang up. If they call you back, tell them you're not going to do anything in a rush. Get their contact information, vet it, verify it, make sure, especially when you're dealing with money transfers or anything sensitive like that. Use strong authentication. I can't tell you how often strong authentication saves your tail. And it's not just to protect you from spoofing, spamming, phishing, or otherwise. Use MFA and strong authentication because it adds an extra layer of security from the bad guys. But when you are actually trying to authenticate with things, it gives you more time to think. It slows you down. Remember, beware of urgency. There are benefits to having multi-factors of authentication. You may have just popped the password in there, but while you're sitting there waiting for that app to load on your phone, that gives you time to think. Should I really be giving this out to this person? Slow it down. Use your authentication. Let it help you. And report suspicious activity. This is one thing that doesn't happen near enough. Don't just assume, that was weird, and go on about your day. Talk to somebody. Talk to a supervisor. If you're a business that just thinks you might have a breach, Contact someone, get a technical contact involved, talk to your management. If you're a company and a business owner that doesn't sure what to happen, we have contacts with the FBI, with CISA, with various local and state agencies that can help. This is one of the ways that we take care of problems. Don't just try to take care of it yourself. There are many, many resources out there and many people that are willing to help in an emergency. And here's the other thing. Even if maybe they don't get you, maybe they get you on the phone and you call their bluff and you know you've been social engineered, gather what information you have and report it to the authority contacts you have. They might just catch someone because of collaborative information between you and somebody that did get attacked and fell for it. Technical defenses. Now, these are some of the things that we at Vandernet here are providing for our contract customers. Email filtering and anti-phishing tools. These tools help to detect, predict, and block phishing attempts on you. However, the reality is no tool is 100%. That's why we have to bring awareness to all our users. But these tools definitely help cut down on it. And let me tell you, I go through the quarantine quite frequently. It's a madhouse in there. Trust me, there's a lot of stuff that never make it to your inbox because of the tools we deploy. Endpoint protection. Use antivirus and endpoint detection tools to detect malicious payloads. If that email does make it through and it has a bad attachment or a bad link, if you have proper endpoint protection, it may catch that email and nip it before you have a chance to open it. Network monitoring and anomaly detection. Now, this right here is one thing that most businesses don't have. We leverage AI and SIEM tools to spot suspicious activities. These are things that we have in place for our customers, and we highly recommend you get in place because these tools look for patterns. These tools look for words that are said, phrases that are said. They look for malicious events in all the logs across the systems. And if they happen to detect something, they raise awareness so we can stop a threat before it happens. Security policies and least privilege access. Now, last time you guys saw me on here, I was talking about least privilege access. I stand by it. It is super huge in your organization. If you don't know what it is, check out my last video for least privilege access, because enforcing strong policies limit exposure to attacks in your environments. They help protect you in many, many ways. A person can't give away the keys to the kingdom if the person doesn't have the keys to the kingdom. Keep that in mind. Now, incident response plan. Having a clear protocol for reporting and mitigating social engineering incidents. This is huge, and a lot of us don't have it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when your email is compromised and you find out somebody stole $50,000 from one of your clients by posing as you? What are you going to do? You have to have a plan. Think about it beforehand. There are many tools and resources out here and many partners like us that will be glad to come alongside you and help you build these plans. So thank you very much today. I will tell you just a few quick things. This has been kind of a arm yourself against social engineering. Few brief points. We here at Vandernet, if you need to get a hold of us, you can please reach out to us at hello@rethinksecured.com or visit our website at www.rethinksecured.com.